It has now have been 2 years ever since the start of the invasion of the IDF forces in Lebanon. The war seemingly started due to multiple broken ceasefires that have persisted between late 2024 to 2026. The question is, what is being done? How many has died? The response of the UN, Hezbollah and the IDF, and what is the effect of the war? My name is Yousif, and joining me is John, as you know him for being a veteran staying in the news company for 3 years. Well, let's get right into it. Here we have this is the map of the Lebanon to Israeli war in 2026. This map is not up to date as more stuff may happen during the editing of this video. As you can see, we have Jordan and Syria on our right and Israel on the bottom while Lebanon is on the top. If we zoom in even more, we can see the captured Golan Heights and the 24 invasion of Syria by Israel. Now ignoring the Golan Heights, we can zoom in and see this is the Lebanon under Israeli control or captured territory from from Lebanon. As we can see, there's multiple cities and towns captured like Bint Jabal, Manuk el-Rath, and Minhabbi. Well, now that we've seen the captured zones and the map and current status of the war, we're going to be focusing on two Hezbollah attacks, both ranging from drone strikes. Now, let's go first with this first strike in where a drone strikes two anti-air Israeli vehicle. Let's get on to it. An FIB drone spots two Israeli Iron Domes while looking for targets. It first strikes the Iron Dome outside the concrete wall. And then the Hezbollah sends in a second one to strike the other Iron Dome positioned inside the concrete wall barrier. We do not know if these Iron Domes are dummy or real. Alright, now that we've seen the first attack, we can assume that the Hezbollah have managed to take out two Israeli Iron Domes. Now, let's get on to the second attack, where an FIB drone hits a Merkava tank behind. Alright, now that we have seen the second drone strike by the Hezbollah in these recreated videos in the game, we can assume this is not the only attacks Hezbollah has done within the 2 to 3 months of conflict. Though we can see that Hezbollah is utilizing drone warfare by utilizing fiber optic drones to prevent jamming by the Israeli force, and by strapping RPG-42 or anti-tank rounds to the drone. These has become a game changer for Hezbollah. Now that even though this is not the only tactic they use, we have also seen them using hit and run tactics by placing Cornets in buildings and firing it at Merkavas and retreating after the fires. Now, let's get on to the IDF spokesperson interview. My name is Mr. John, and today we're going to interview an IDF spokesperson. He's from Israel, and today we're going to ask him about the war, the status, and what's the effect. Alright, Mr. John, what is your ranking?
I am an IDF spokesperson, and I work in the IDF forces. I'm the one that speaks for IDF.
What is the status of the war?
Not good. As multiple projectiles go through Israel every single between these 4 weeks, and how Israeli people are suffering as a bunch of buildings have been destroyed in our country.
That's terrible to hear, Mr. John. And Mr. Ben, anyways, who is suffering during the war?
I already answered that question.
Oh, my bad. Why did you start the war? Why did you start the war?
We Actually, Israelis want peace, but the problem is that we're surrounded by terrorists who wants to attack the country for no reason. And we need to attack first in order to prevent them from attacking into our country, as our people have suffered enough. Oh, that's I wrote it here. That's I wrote it here. All right, that's it from the interview of Mr. Ben Colin, and we're gonna end it off here. Back to you, Yousif.
Now that we've seen both sides, where's the UN in all of this? Well, the UN has been sending relief packages to Lebanon and been sending in supplies such as medical, food, and clothes. The UN reports that over 1 million people are displaced and that it has only received a fraction of the funds needed of 640 million as of early June 2026. While it tries to facilitate a ceasefire negotiation, Iran has been attacking Israel over the past few months, sending in missiles and drones to the capital. Some countries like Germany support Lebanon. Though here's the real question. Why is a rebel group the only one attacking the IDF? And where is the Lebanese army in this war? Well, that's because the Lebanese Armed Force, stands for LAF, are under explicit government orders to avoid direct engagement with the Israeli military, IDF, for the reason of preventing a full-scale civil war. The other reason is that the military is underfunded, lacking fighter jets or modern air defense systems, along with sufficient funding, which is 243 million. So is there any solution? No, sadly, as ceasefires proved untrusty as past ceasefires has been broken by Israel, and no use calling for another ceasefire. Another solution was a two-state solution, but the problem is it will cause riots and eventually a civil war. So that's out of the question. So what can we do? Well, we can only hope this war ends soon and that there's no more civilian death or displacement. Well, this is your reporter logging off.